Welcome back to Coin Consciousness, your one-stop shop for everything crypto. I'm your host Hans, and we have reached episode 11. Thank you for sticking around for this long. Now let's talk about what's going on in the crypto industry. We're talking Kevin O'Leary caught in a lie in defending FTX. Donald Trump makes millions off of his NFT project. Nigeria limits ATM cash withdrawals to $45. So let's look at the effects of that, as well as the House Committee's hearing on FTX and the mess of it all. We have a lot of people that aren't well versed in crypto speaking on crypto, and it's very damaging to the ecosystem and to the many crypto communities. So we're here to clear up all the nonsense, as well as address some financial advice from the Tate brothers that might be useful. So stick around for today's episode so you can hear it all.
You may know nothing, but you're never in doubt. You're so strident when you said it was just worthless and rat poison, and then 6 months later, you're like this Bitcoin bull, so I didn't understand that conversion. Did that conversion coincide with the 15 million that you got from FTX?
15 million that you got from FTX?
Let's listen to what Kevin O'Leary has to say for himself, but let's pay attention to the dates.
No, I was investing 3.5 years earlier than that. I changed my mind back at early 2018 when I saw the regulators in jurisdictions like Canada, Switzerland, and Abu Dhabi start to change their minds. But I'll tell you what really got me investing, Joe. You know, I mentioned these guest lecturing things I do. They're usually to graduating cohorts of engineers. And so these are classes at 6 to 9 at night. And these are the best and brightest at MIT or in business school at Harvard. I started to notice back in 2018, I'd say, okay, wait, where are you guys going? Where are you going? Because about a third of the class will create entrepreneurial efforts and they'll start businesses. They're all going to the blockchain. You can't spend that much intellectual.
I understand. I believed it back then. I'm just trying to figure out why.
I gotta stop you. Stop you. You just said you made this conversion in what year?
I think it was 2018 I started investing, yeah.
Okay, well, I just for, as a point of fact, for what it's worth, May 14th, 2019, you came on television and called Bitcoin garbage.
So there he is, red-handed, caught in a lie. Now let's take a look at this clip where Kevin O'Leary actually calls Bitcoin garbage.
Wonderful thinks it's worthless.
Well, I
called it garbage this morning.
I want to explore the idea. I did say that. I want to explore the idea that there is nothing here except raw speculation. No different than when I go to Las Vegas and put my money on black or red on a roulette wheel, because where is the intrinsic value inherent in deploying real capital? Let's talk real money here, and putting it into Bitcoin as a storage of value. I get gold. For 2,000 years, including the Romans, they saw value in owning that as an asset class. Tell me why this, which is basically a digital game, that's the way I look at it, has any intrinsic value. When people actually put real money into this, they make no interest, they can't pay their taxes with it, the regulators don't like it, which is always a problem for compliance. And where's the long-term value? Just this idea that they're going to cut the number of units in half, such a scam.
So now we can clearly see that Kevin O'Leary is flip-flopping. This man that in 2019 said Bitcoin is garbage is now here in 2022 saying that in 2018 he was investing in it and thought it was a great investment. So these are the types of people that are defending and speaking about crypto in the House committee meeting, in the hearing. How can he do it justice? This guy is going on a media run backing FTX, who stole or lost a bunch of customers' money, and the only reason he's defending it is because they paid him $15 million. Look at this guy. And now, as a defense for him receiving $15 million for FTX in order to represent them and advertise for them in the media, he is saying that all his money is gone. Kevin O'Leary states that the total deal was just under $15 million all in. He said, I put about 9.7 million into crypto. I think that's what I lost. I don't know, it's all at zero. He also said he had more than 1 million of FTX equity, now rendered worthless by the bankruptcy protection process. The balance of a little over 4 million was purportedly eaten up by taxation agent fees, according to O'Leary. So oh, the $15 million that he received, conveniently, he didn't even get to use it because the crypto went to zero, taxation took the other amount, and the other amount he lost into equity. So this is all very convenient for Kevin O'Leary. So even though he's the paid spokesperson, he actually really didn't get paid because he lost all his money, just like everyone else, he wants us to believe. And now he's over here in the House speaking on the issue, but I want us to take note that Kevin O'Leary, he is playing a position, and his position here is to push for regulation. I'm not saying he's paid for. I don't want to go that far, but it's clear that someone is paying him. FTX is paying him, but he is pushing towards regulation. If you listen to him in the House hearing, it's very clear that that's what he wants. He blames this situation on CZ, the owner of Binance, but he also blames it on the lack of regulation. Now, just because the person that you went into business with wasn't a good business person doesn't mean we need to regulate the industry. It means he needs to go to jail. Thankfully, Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested, but in 2019, crypto was garbage for this guy. 3 years ago, this crypto was garbage, Bitcoin was trash, but now, oh no, I know exactly what the crypto industry needs: regulation. No, we need you to stop talking, Kevin. And the word we're looking out for is regulation. He says regulation so many times within the span of 2 minutes in his answer, and it's very clear that that's his solution.
More of you, and please give as close to a yes or no answer as you can. The world is troubled by the extent of the fraud and misconduct at FTX. We all agree on that. Too many people have lost money they thought was safe. Some have suggested that what we see at FTX was unique, a one-off caused by one immoral fraudster rather than something more widespread and systemic. So starting with you, Professor Allen, does this kind of carelessness, misconduct, or worse exist at other crypto firms?
Yes.
Mr. O'Leary?
Yes, the unregulated crypto firms.
Ms. Schultz?
Most likely.
Schenken?
It's endemic.
So let me ask you directly. You were an investor in FTX, and I know you've spoken frequently with Sam Bankman-Fried over an extended period of time. Why do you believe FTX failed?
So here, right off the bat, he's pointing blame at the unregulated crypto firms. Not the lack of responsibility on behalf of Sam Bankman-Fried, but no, this happened because it's an unregulated market and we need to regulate it. That's his agenda, or whoever's paying him, that's their agenda. That's why he's speaking in front of the House when there are so many more people that are way better equipped and way more seasoned and experienced in crypto to speak about what the crypto market and industry needs.
Just one shareholder, he said, because every time we went to get licensed in different jurisdictions, because you must understand the prize of crypto is to get regulated. For all the talk we say about Bitcoin and everything else, no institutions own this. I work for the sovereign wealth and pension plans. They don't touch this stuff because it's unregulated. Between these two, let's call them frenemies, because they obviously were potentially the two largest shareholders in the firm.
Once again, regulation is what he's blaming. It's the unregulated industry. It's because this is unregulated. That is what Kevin O'Leary wants to do. That's his position, is to point to the lack of regulation and not actually take accountability for the project that he was invested in and promoting. It's also important to note how he speaks of institutional investors. He talks about how the hedge funds, the pension plans, they're not touching this stuff. But that is not how we measure whether or not cryptocurrency is useful. In South American countries and African countries, cryptocurrency is being used on a wide scale.
Here's our CoinDesk Bitcoin News Roundup. Crypto is quietly thriving in sub-Saharan Africa, according to a Chainalysis report. The region conducting 80% of crypto retail payments of less than $1,000, the world's highest proportion, according to Chainalysis.
So who cares if institutions are adopting it? Here we have parts of the world where people are using cryptocurrency as currency, not as an investment. When you hear people like Kevin O'Leary only measuring crypto adoption or crypto's use cases based on institutional investors, it shows that they don't care about the people, because that's what cryptocurrency was made for. Read the Bitcoin white paper. It wasn't made for institutions. It was made for the people, for retail investors, for retail users, for people to make transactions at a faster rate and maintain economic stability living in countries where inflation is rampant. And we're going to speak about that next with Nigeria, but It's just a red flag that in America, they only consider something useful if institutions and corporations can use it. They never speak about the people. Up next, we're talking Donald Trump's NFT collection. Donald Trump, another harsh critic of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, has made a turn, releasing an NFT project that raked in millions. Donald Trump's Polygon NFT collection sold out in less than a day, and secondary sales are currently topping the NFT market. Trump's collection of 45,000 NFTs minted on Ethereum scaling network Polygon had completely sold out. Now, granted that Donald Trump has criticized cryptocurrency widely in the past, his announcement of his NFT collection was widely criticized by NFT enthusiasts as a cash grab, which it was. But even so, it worked. Trump's NFT sales netted over $4 million in primary revenue, and now the secondary marketplace sales are coming in, so he's set to make loads more. Up next, we're going to speak about Nigeria and how their central bank has limited cash withdrawals up to $45 per day and $225 per week. This move has been put into place to increase the use of Nigeria's e-Naira, also known as their central bank digital currency, or CBDC.
So what's your plan to spend, at least when it comes to physical cash, just 100,000 Naira in a week, 20,000 Naira a day? That's how much you can access from the 9th of January from ATMs and POS, and then over the counter withdrawal also. Then if you're a corporate, you get 500,000 Naira. How will you cope?
Meanwhile, mixed reactions have trailed the CBN's new cash withdrawal policy. Speaking to TV360 News, some Nigerians highlighted the advantages and disadvantages of the new policy, while some are of the view that the policy will increase the value of the Naira and also curb crime in the country. Others say the country does not have the capacity to address some challenges the policy will pose on the cyberspace and internet. They also said that small and medium-scale businesses will be negatively affected.
So in an effort to curb inflation and crime, the Nigerian central bank is limiting the withdrawal of cash and incentivizing the use of their e-Naira. Very interesting here. It's something that I wouldn't want to see, and you probably wouldn't want to see. A central bank controlling the money and issuing the money and limiting the use of certain types of physical money is an overreach, in my opinion. But let's jump back in and see how the Nigerian people feel about this issue.
For me, I would love to see it work, but I doubt.
My fear is that the fixation on cash is really, having a negative impact on the rural economy.
Of this kind of policy.
We are not supposed to be carrying cash all around, but now can the system absorb that e-transaction? Mind you, there has to be security. E-security, to secure people's IDs and all those stuff, because it's cybersecurity, thank you. So this is another concern. So those things need to be in place and really functioning before you can come up with such, policies.
Mr. President, the CBN approved POS operators and registered them and took monies from them, no matter how little. And now, those people can only do so little. It took so many people off the roads. It took all our unemployed graduates off the streets. Now, they're going to be thrown back with this policy if an amendment is not done.
So as we can hear, regular citizens and businessmen in Nigeria aren't too excited about the move. They have their concerns, and even the men and women in the Senate have their concerns. They're pointing out the contradictions of the policy and expressing skepticism and concern. Let's see what other Nigerian citizens have to say.
e-Naira is a fantastic innovation, but it will not scale if it is not interoperable with cryptocurrency. It will never ever scale. That's why they have less than 1 million signups today. They have a speed wallet, they have a merchant wallet. When we use the e-Naira, it's a surveillance tool of the highest order. If you want me to
only the CBN can say.
Let the CBN governor come and sit down here and interact with us. We are young people. Did you do a town hall meeting before you innovate? No, wait. I have just a few minutes. Let me tell Nigerians the truth. Did you do a town hall meeting before you introduced the e-Naira? Was Nigerian Info informed? Did they call you for a press conference to say, okay, this is what we're trying to innovate. What do you think about it? Our own sovereign money. We just went there with President Muhammadu Buhari and cut one ribbon. Boom, e-Naira.
I love the passion that this young man comes with because it really opens your eyes to the way in which this e-Naira was implemented. He says no one was consulted, no one asked for it, it just came about. And he also speaks to the fact that cryptocurrency is so dominant in people's day-to-day transactions that if the e-Naira isn't able to cooperate with cryptocurrency, then it will fail. I love that he mentions that the e-Naira would need to be interoperable with cryptocurrency in order for it to be fully adopted by the Nigerian people. I love it. Just to reiterate, as we spoke about in previous episodes, Nigeria is a nation where cryptocurrency adoption is very high. It's also a nation with a very young population. And so the use of cryptocurrency amongst the youth, amongst people, the use of cryptocurrency peer-to-peer is very high. So in order to combat the use of cryptocurrency and promote the use of their e-Naira, Nigeria is going to extreme lengths to try to rein in their people and get them back to using their currency and limit the use of cryptocurrency. Now let's listen to what Elizabeth Warren has to say back in the House. And to be honest, it's disheartening because she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Customers are and reporting suspicious activity to authorities. A lot of crypto firms are not doing these kinds of checks. So crypto has become the preferred tool for terrorists, for ransomware gangs, for drug dealers, and for rogue states that want to launder money. In 2021, at least 14...
According to Elizabeth Warren, cryptocurrency has become the preferred use for terrorist ransomware gangs and drug dealers? Where is she citing this from? She's reading off of a piece of paper. That's not true. Most crime is done in fiat money, in dollars, in euros, or whatever local currency. Crypto can be used for that, but that's not the primary use case. When Jeffrey Epstein was running his pedophile empire and banking his money, he was using dollars and he was putting it in a bank. He didn't have to use crypto. Chase Bank, they're committing fraud. They're using dollars to commit their crimes. Wells Fargo, when they commit fraud, they're using dollars, not cryptocurrency. So Elizabeth Warren is just talking. It's not really based in any fact. Let's dive back in.
Does the fact that the blockchain is public mean that it is more difficult for criminals to launder money using crypto?
In many ways, the blockchain is the worst of all worlds. For everyday people, the blockchain is a permanent public record of all their transactions, which is a privacy nightmare. But for sophisticated players with a vested interest in hiding their transactions, there are all kinds of tools available, mixers, tumblers, etc., that can hide the provenance of their crypto assets. And far from being difficult for criminals to use crypto to launder money.
Notice how they're both reading off of a piece of paper when they're asking and answering the questions. So none of these questions or answers are organic. They either are rehearsed or were given to them by someone else, but she's reading her answer off of paper. Elizabeth Warren is reading her question off of a paper. This is rehearsed.
You know, the dark underbelly of crypto is its critical link to financing terrorism and human trafficking and drug dealing and helping rogue nations like North Korea and Iran.
I also find it interesting the need to use these extremes in order to make their points. These extremes of rogue nations like South Korea or North Korea and terrorist organizations and these gangs and these kidnappings. And it's just like, show me a gang or criminal organization that is flourishing off of crypto. And then I don't believe you, but I'm pretty sure most people are using dollars. I'm pretty sure most people are taking fiat money for their criminal activities. You know, it's just these extremes that it's not really backed in anything. And what's the script she's reading? Up next, we're going to address some statements made by Andrew Tate about the state of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This is not financial advice, but I will help to dissect what he said and highlight the important parts.
More, but not quickly. Here's the good point. Yes. When crypto's going up and crypto's reaching all-time highs, everyone's panicking, trying to get hold of money to buy crypto. Too late. You need to buy the crypto now that the prices have tanked, so that when the next bull run comes in 2 to 3 years, people are saying it's going to be soon. That's all cope. These are people who are trying to make fast money because they don't have any business sense. That's all garbage and cope. The real money is going to come in 2 or 3 years. Now is when you need to be panicking for money. Not when crypto was spiking and everyone was talking about it and every dummy was making money. Then it's too late. You need to be panicked now, make money now, stack your bags now. Stick to the basics. Ethereum, Bitcoin, the coins are not going to go anywhere. You should be panicked now to buy as much Bitcoin ETH as possible, so in 3 years you can guaranteed retire from life forever. You were panicking more to make money to buy crypto when crypto is reaching all-time highs than you are now when it's on sale. Think about how stupid that is. It's the same coins, the same infrastructure, the same ideals, the same technology. You need to buy now. So now is more.
Now, for those of you that are new to the crypto space, I remember in 2021 when crypto hit its all-time high. Well, from the bull run from 2020 to 2021, from November 2020 to January, February 2021, when Bitcoin went on that run from 14,000, from 11,000 even, all the way up to 69,000. That's when most people started putting their money into Bitcoin. And for those people who happened to buy in at 65,000, 69,000, that was the top. And so they lost all their, well, not all of their money, but they lost most of their money on the way down. And so when you're following the hype and waiting for the news stations and everyone else to tell you, oh, Bitcoin's up, to buy, you already lost. You need to be buying right now when no one's paying attention and when they're saying that the market is down. Because that's when you make the highest gains. That's when people make the 10x gains, right? So you can't be waiting for other people's approval. You need to be doing your own research and looking at the charts. And not only the charts, but other price fundamentals. And in another episode, I'll go over the fundamental indicators that we can use to let us know which cryptocurrencies are the best investment and where the market is going. But doing your own research is the most important. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Coin Consciousness. I hope you like, subscribe, and press the bell notification so that you can be notified whenever I drop the next video. Please stick around for episode 30 when we'll do a face reveal. And until then, I'll see you soon. Peace.